Greetings everyone, happy Saturday to you. I'm sure like most of you, I have a really extreme love affair and hate relationship, or love-hate relationship with barking. I love when my dogs bark and let me know that someone's approaching my house or someone's already at my house, someone's approaching my vehicle, or they're just sounding the general alarm. But I really hate it when my dog's barking, especially when I'm not expecting it. I cannot tell you how many times I'm right in the middle of writing something, working on my new book. I'm just deep in thought. And all of a sudden, oh my gosh, you jump about 3 feet in the air. The wife jumps, stuff gets thrown around the house, starts falling off the shelves. And there goes all the dogs racing towards the door, racing towards a window. And you're just going, oh my God, are you serious? So now, of course, you get up and you won't go to that window and you look out that door and you go, I'm not seeing anything. So what the heck? What was all of that about? And it can drive you crazy. If you have a young one in the household, I remember many years we had very young children, you didn't want to wake them up, but there goes your dog. Then after a while, if your dog barks all the time, you habituate to it. You don't even listen to your dog barking anymore. It's kind of like crying wolf. And then not to mention, if you go to work and you leave your dogs at home, if they bark all day long, you have a neighbor that truly wants to kill you. So I've been there. I've lived next to those dogs. I've lived with animals who just incessantly bark all the time. So for the next couple of days, I want to talk about barking and see how we can control it. Because we're not going to exterminate it. There are devices that you can use that while they're wearing the particular device, it will shut it down. However, as soon as you take that off, most animals learn, okay, that's off, so now I can bark. Barking has survival value, and that's really important to know because anytime you embark upon either eliminating a behavior, curbing a behavior, modifying a behavior in an animal, again, there's 3 points that you have to consider, 3 questions you have to ask. Number one, what are the underlying mechanisms behind the behavior? What's the machinery that drives the behavior? Number two, how does it develop? Trust me, barking develops with domestic dogs. And number three, does it have survival value? And that is critical because any behavior that has survival value, that behavior is always going to be one of the most difficult behaviors to modify, curb, and definitely to extinguish. It's incredible. It's just like jumping up on you. It's got a lot of survival value to it. Hence why it's so difficult to train that behavior. It takes a long time before animals will no longer jump on all human beings in the world. So what is the underlying mechanism behind barking? Where's its origin? The origin behind barking is an alarm signal. And I talked about that about a week ago, about alarm signals. They're incredibly valuable for survival and very adaptive. Alarm signals come in 2 different forms or they serve 2 different functions. One, they're specific calls to conspecifics, meaning I'm a dog, you're a dog, I'm a wolf, you're a wolf. And they're there to designate different types of threats. So if it's an alarm that says, flee, run, take cover, it is always has to be a quick and easy signal. Quick, you don't have time to kind of go, okay, let me practice a little bit. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. No, you don't have time for that. It's right there. So it's typically very high pitched. It's a sharp report and it's saying, run, flee, take cover, just like you would do. So those are always like that. They convey a sense of urgency. And by being high pitched, a super high pitch, bing, way up there, it makes it extremely difficult for the enemy or that other predator, for the whole reason why you're sounding that alarm, to localize you. Very hard to do that. Go out into the wild sometime and hear a gunshot. And you find yourself going, where'd that come from? Where'd that come from? You would need to hear that gunfire many times, over and over again, before you're able to kind of triangulate where that is. So yeah, Anytime there's a sense of urgency, we need to flee, we need to take cover. I'm going to send something really quick, really easy, really high. Can't find me. I know where the rest of my pack is. And by golly, hopefully they're all going to be safe. So that's one of the reasons why we have barking going on. Also, it's used to assemble. And that means, hey guys, I need your help here. Okay, it's not super urgent, but there is something approaching us. I have detected the presence of an intruder, something threatening here. But I think that if we were to all act out together, we were to congregate together and assemble here, then in strength and numbers, we can drive that thing away. Not sure if I can get it done by myself. So therefore, with dogs, that would take on the form more of a rhythmic barking. Roof, roof, roof. And you start to go a little faster as the thing gets a little closer. Okay, I'm telling you, all of you guys, stop what you're doing. Head this way. I mean it. And then all of a sudden it'll go from roof, roof, roof to woof, 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 woof. And there we go. We're climbing up the stress response arousal column. We're getting all excited. Everything's happening. Eyes are becoming dilated. My respirations are going up. My heart rate's going up because you guys aren't bothering to come over here and help me. So that's really kind of neat to know, because I want you over the next couple of days to listen to your dog's barking. And then just kind of write down on a little pad, send it to me. I'd be very interested to see what you find out. Write down, okay, about what time was it? What was going on out there? Was someone approaching my house? Was someone walking by my house? Was someone walking away from my house? Was it nothing? And again, it's never nothing to your dog. They just don't start barking. They bark because there's something. And it could be a dog down the way saying, assemble here, come to my yard, I could use a little help. Or, everyone in the neighborhood, take cover, please. And they're responding to that because they can hear it with their better sense of hearing than your sense. They can hear it, you can't. So there's always a reason. So just write it down. And if you do this for a couple of days, I guarantee you, you'll start to notice a pattern. Wow, my bark, Brian's right. You know, when the delivery person is approaching the house, when they're at the end of the driveway, whoo, whoo, whoo. But the closer they get, whoo, 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 way up it goes, the pitch goes up. Yeah, note that. That's good to know. That's predictive information. That kind of lets us know what we're dealing with. Because at the end of the day, tomorrow, when I start talking to you about how do we curb this behavior, how do we modify it, how do we build filters in this thing, let me just kind of give you a little hint here. The higher up that stress column your animal goes, the higher up that arousal column it goes, leaning, pushing, driving towards panic or reactive zone, the more immune it becomes to your input. So me, if I have the opportunity, while it's in that assemble type barking, assemble, hey, all the rest of the dogs in the house, all you furless bipeds camped out on the sofa, I need you to come to the front door. I need you to come to the bay window because there's something out here we all should be paying attention to. That's a great time to start working on a command called quiet. Hush, whatever you want to use. That's when we attack it. It's extremely difficult to attack it when the animal is up sending the flee signal. Really difficult. Yeah, I only sent that for a reason. Because that is what I need you to do. And you're trying to shut this thing down? So yeah, we need to know this. So start writing this down. Do it today. Get yourself a little notepad. Listen to your dog's barking. Kind of gauge it there. And then try to find out what was the source of that barking. Now, outside of all those things, flee and assemble because of a possible threat, a possible intruder, that's the only reason why a wolf would bark, a hyena would bark. That's the only reason why they would do it. But our domestic dogs, because they've been living with us bipeds for like eons, they've learned a thing or two. Okay, here's a couple things that they learn. Number one, when I'm a little puppy, I learned right off the bat, just even as a puppy, that if I kind of bark, I can control humans. Yeah, I can get humans to come let me out of this box I'm in. Yeah, someone shoved me in a box and they went away from me. And I'm wondering, okay, what the heck here? So I start barking. Bark, bark, bark. And next thing you know, some irritated human or some human who is probably just a little bit too caring, too helicopter-like, comes in and lets the darn puppy out. Puppy goes, got that by golly. So next time I'm stuck in this little box here, I'll just start barking and these humans will come and let me out. And if they don't let me out, I will become very distressed. Very distressed. Because after all, you leave me in here, I'm going to die. I don't have anything to eat. Something could come out here and kill me. My inherited traits from my ancestors tell me that a puppy left alone is a dead puppy. So count on that little rhythmic barking and to go way up there. And don't nobody out there, by the way, be making fun of my little dog barking. I'm doing the best I can. Okay, so you'll hear it change with urgency. Maybe I have to go potty. And a couple minutes ago, I only had to go a little bit, but now I got to go a whole lot. So the more distressed the animal becomes, the more excited the animal becomes. Up goes the pitch. And if you'll notice with humans, even if they have a deep voice, the more excited they become, the upper ranges they start to reach. Absolutely, it happens. Definitely happens with teenagers. If you have one in the house, it's pretty funny to listen to every now and then. And then you think, okay, at one time I was a teenager. I wonder if anyone's making fun of me. All right, so now also puppies learn several things, and dogs, even dogs themselves, so adult dogs. It never starts with an adult dog. Adult dog doesn't just bark for the very first time. No, they learned it when they were young. They learned it. They either mimicked. They learned. Remember, all smart and intelligent animals learn through free exploration, free experimental behaviors, and also mimicry. Hey, what do you do? So we humans happen to teach our dogs how to bark. We want to play with them. We want to get them all excited. And we start doing this baby talk. The cuter they are, the smaller they are, the younger they are. Here we go. Oh my goodness, what a cute little puppy you are. Oh my gosh, you're such a cute little puppy. You want to go play? You want to go play? You want to play with the ball? You want to have something to eat? You want to have something to eat? And we do that. Then we go higher, and not only does that teach the young puppy to communicate back, to vocalize, because that's what you're doing, they also learn to mimic the octave ranges of it, to take it higher and higher and higher, become more responsive to you. Hence why when you see dogs playing with dogs, a lot of times you'll hear those high-pitched yips, those high-pitched barks, yet when they don't want to play, when they're just kind of not in the mood, you kind of hear the woof, woof, like a back off. I really don't want to do this anymore. Things change. Things change. But again, domestic dogs learned a long time ago, I can control humans with my voice. I can get them to feed me. I can get them to play with me. I can get them to come get me. I can get them to throw the ball. Ever watch a sport? I competed in a sport many years ago called Schützen, which required the animal to do have an obedience discipline, to also have a tracking discipline, and also to have a protection work discipline. And we taught a behavior called the hold and bark, in which you'd go up to a guy wearing a sleeve, standing absolutely still, and the dog would go woof, 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 woof. And that was holding this person still, at least in their mind. And if the person moved, they could bite them. So that was something that was carried over into a lot of law enforcement back in the day, military working dogs, so on and so forth, known as the hold and bark. Many times we teach our dogs to speak. We go, speak, speak. So now we're teaching the animal to control us and to control outcomes outside of those associated with possible threats with their voice. No harm in any of that. Kind of like me, I've told you before, I play tug of war with my dogs. Why? Because I can stop the game. I can control it. I say when it starts, I say when it stops. When I can't stop it, I have a problem. Or when they initiate it and I don't want to play tug of war, I have a problem. Same thing with barking. I can teach my dogs to bark. Bark, 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 speak. Sounds cool, looks pretty cool. Good at a party. But however, I'm controlling everything. So tomorrow, we're going to get into, now that we've covered why our dogs bark, we've covered how does it develop from puppies all the way into adulthood. And does it have survival value? We've talked about all three of those. Now, we are ready to embark upon, okay, I get all that, Bryan. So how's it go away? Well, remember, it's not going to go away. So let me just start off with that right off the bat. What we're going to do is A, make it go away upon command. So we'll teach a command like quiet, or again, hush, or whatever you want. And we will teach them, this will take a little time, when and when not to bark on their own. In other words, be far more selective about what you bark about. Yeah, more selective. The dog 6 houses down, no, we don't bark at that. The people all the way across the neighborhood, we don't care about them walking by. You start to teach your dog just like you would with any obedience command. You start building in what conditions do I need you to do this behavior. And you will have to do that, and you'll have to adjust that to your life. Not Daryl Bryan's life, your life. But again, I never want to make barking go away. I just need to work a little bit better. I need to have some filters, and I definitely need to go away when I don't need to flee, and I don't want to assemble, and I'm not ready to feed you just yet. So yeah, we're going to learn how to do that. So stay tuned for that. If you have any questions, send them to me. You know where to find me here. And also, if you found this information beneficial here about barking, the origin, domestic dogs, you name it, please send it to someone else who could use a little help, because we could all use a little help when it comes to barking. And tomorrow, we'll embark upon how do we do what Bryan just told me. So stay tuned for that. Till then, create a great training day and be safe out there, people. I'll catch you tomorrow.